Hello and welcome to Forward to the Past. Now this behind me is my 1955 Renault Goulette. Back in the 1950s when this was new, it was just a truck, a van for deliveries or whatever they used it for. However, someone in the past, in the 1970s or 1980s, converted it into a camper van. Now on first glances on the inside it is a little bit messy, I do admit that. But it is mid-restoration. You see, I'm going to be changing the interior of this quite a lot. I've done most of the work so far on the cab in the colour blue that it's going to be. Currently, the only form of cooking that this campervan has is this double gas hob. So I'm going to be redesigning the interior of this campervan to accommodate for my own designs. One of the troubles with just having a twin gas hob means you're pretty limited to what you can actually cook in here. So I thought I'd much rather have an oven, grill and gas hob and everything. So I looked online and I found plenty of things that were perfectly adequate, but they were all just too modern for my tastes, and particularly to be in keeping with this particular vehicle. So I looked for old-fashioned alternatives and I found my Cala oven. Okay, so here we have it. This is my Cala Gas 1960s oven, perfectly designed for a camper van. It was advertised to be used in campers, caravans, boats, beach huts, anything really. It's a wonderful looking thing and I have never lit it. At first glance this might just look like an oven that's shrunk, and I guess in a way it is, but it seems to have everything you need. So in here is the oven part. It's got a nice tray here for putting things on. It's actually got multiple levels. It seems like a relatively good space. I'd actually confidently say you'd probably be able to fit a whole pizza in there. Maybe a medium-sized pizza. So when this thing arrived in the post, it had mostly fallen apart and it arrived upside down. So everything was off, which actually kind of helped me figure out where things go. So I'll just take those off for the moment and we can have a look under the lid here. There we go. So we've got the gas inlet here, which runs to various places. So this one here is for the grill, and then these are obviously the top of the gas hobs. So these all come out and loose, and they all seem to be in pretty good condition. When you're inspecting old gas appliances like this, you really need to make sure that the pipes and everything are all in good condition. There's no cracks in them and holes where they've been fatigued. So I'll be having a good thorough look at those before I light the thing or connect it to the gas. And these unclip here, and we've got the burners for the grill. So these just forces the heat to go down on top of the food with this grating here, and then a little bit of a shield on the top, and then the holes to vent the gases. There, I'll pop that back properly in a moment. I'm still without a cameraman. And then in the bottom of the oven at the back is the component that lights the actual oven part. So we'll have a look at that now. I've tipped it on its side so we can just see underneath here. Shine my torch in there. So that component there is the burner for the oven. So this open part here sits on a component inside the oven where the gas is allowed to flow into, and then it obviously comes out of these little holes which has an even burning space to heat up the oven inside. A nice little feature on the oven is the mounting holes. So it's got one here at the front and another one, and then it's got the holes for the holders here but no clamps yet. So I need to make up some, because obviously if these are going to be used in camper vans and boats and etc., you don't want them shifting around whilst the vehicle is in motion, so it needs to be anchored down properly. Okay, so I've hooked the gas up to the oven, and when I turn it on I can actually hear a hissing noise. This is not good at all. It is leaking from this join here. So I'll turn that off immediately. Obviously no naked flames in this building. So we can see here, if I move this pipe around, it is not completely sealed. If it can move this freely, gas is definitely going to leak from there. Okay, I've just tightened this up very thoroughly and there are no more gas leaks. So before I actually install this oven in my camper van, I am going to have this looked over by a qualified gas engineer. Right, so I've turned the lights off just so the camera has a better chance of seeing the fire. The gas leak is sorted, so let's turn the gas on for the top hob here. There we go, look at that, beautiful. I'm going to turn it to the left. That turns it down to a low heat. Back to 12 o'clock for full, and then to 3 o'clock to turn it off. So try this one here. Yeah, that's working nicely. Down to low. Full. Yeah, that's nice. Turn that one off. So the grill, let's try that one. Oh, look at that. That's proper old school grilling right there. So we can turn this one down. So that would make some nice grilled cheese or melted cheese on toast. Look at that, beautiful, absolutely beautiful. Turn that off. And for the oven part, okay, needs a bit of a clean, I know. Gas on and ignition. Look at that, beautiful. So turn that down, that's on a low heat. Turn it up for full, and then turn it off. Look at that. What a beautiful bit of kit. I'm going to try putting everything on all at once. What a wonderful, wonderful appliance. So one thing that was interesting was when I had everything lit all at once, out of interest I left the top hob on, and as I turned everything off I noticed the flame didn't get larger, which means it is able to supply enough gas to run all the things without it dropping. So a bit like with if you plug in lots of electrical appliances, sometimes you might see that the lights will dip slightly as the electricity is under strain trying to keep everything going at full power. But with this, it's obviously designed well enough that it has enough gas to go to all of them, even if they're all lit. As always in this show, I quite like to put the old technology to the test. So this is, of course, an oven, so I think later on I might actually try and cook my dinner with it. It is dinner time, and I have decided to make lasagna. When I say make, I mean got a pre-made one that you just warm up in the oven, but still. It gives me the chance to use this thing for the first time. It says to preheat it, so I'm just going to turn this down to low and leave it for a bit, get everything else ready, and then bung it in. Well, it's been half an hour. One thing the camera cannot demonstrate is the wonderful smell that's coming from the oven. So let's have a look at the final results. Now, how about that? Beautiful. I'm going to test out the grill parts now by cooking, so turn the gas on and light it. There we go. And I'm going to be making cheese on toast. Now, because there's no tray at the moment, I'm going to have to improvise and just put the plate in there and be cautious when I take it out because it's going to be very hot. That looks like it's coming out nicely. Just turn the gas down just so the bread doesn't burn too much. I'd say that's done. Look at that. Possibly could have had the gas a bit lower, but it is my first time grilling on this thing. This is a toasting device to go on top of a gas hob, which is ideal for camping. So it can actually do 4 bits of bread at a time. So you'd have 1, 2, 3 and 4, but I'm just going to do the 1. And halfway through it cooking you will have to rotate it the other way around to get both sides done. go. Let's just have the beans on a nice low heat. Bit unusual cooking with it on the workbench because it's so high off the ground. So for the toast, you literally just pop that over there so it's in the middle and have the gas on full power. And we should be able to have this very simple breakfast very soon. Okay, so I'm going to turn the bread over. See, that's starting to toast quite nicely. There we go. Beans are well underway. Yeah. Right, I'd say that's sufficiently ready to serve up. Cooking has never really been my forte, but beans on toast, can't go wrong with it really, can you? Lovely jubbly. Of course, what better way to finish off breakfast with a nice cup of tea? Look at that. Perfect. Well, there you have it, the vintage Caligas oven, soon to go inside my camper van. If you haven't already, please like and subscribe, and thank you so much for watching, and let me know what you think in the comment section below. See you next time.